Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you have ever set foot in a busy scrapyard, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say it is a loud, chaotic, and incredibly fast-paced environment. It's dirty, there's heavy machinery moving everywhere, and right in the middle of all that, your operators are trying to accurately capture material weights, identify vendors, and log purchases. The core challenge we are tackling today is how you grab all that critical, highly sensitive material data out there in the noise of the yard and somehow get it perfectly, instantly synced back into the clean, quiet environment of your back office.
So it really begs the question, right? How on earth do you seamlessly connect that physical, heavy-duty yard work directly to back-office accounting without losing any data or evidence along the way? We've all seen the traditional pain points. You've got disorganized yard data scribbled on clipboards, missing weight tickets literally fluttering away in the wind, and worst of all, a complete lack of visual proof when a dispute happens a week later. Relying on disconnected systems or paper just leaves you incredibly vulnerable. What operations managers and yard owners desperately need is a seamless end-to-end workflow that locks the whole process down.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to look at exactly how a platform called ScrapLink acts as the comprehensive solution, bridging this massive gap between operations out in the dust and accounting in the office. It's essentially a tightly knit ecosystem where a mobile operator app and a web console work perfectly in tandem.
Here is our roadmap for the explainer today. We'll be tracking the real-world journey of a specific transaction, Docket PA 2026-0715. We'll quickly cover check-in and vendor setup, material selection and details, weights, evidence, and checkout, the live web console review, and finally, purchase orders in sync.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Check-in and Vendor Setup.
Now, out in a scrapyard, the purchase process doesn't start in a boardroom. It starts exactly where the material hits the scale. And here's the real game changer. Notice that we aren't just looking at some generic shared device login. That's a huge liability. Instead, on the shared yard device, the operator picker shows every single registered operator. Before anything happens, each operator absolutely must check in by tapping their own specific profile and entering a secure 4-digit PIN. This is massive for accountability. It means every single weight entry, every photo taken, and every docket submitted is securely audited and directly attributed to the right person.
Once our operator is securely checked in, they start a new purchase docket. And here's where we officially kick off our tracked docket, PA 2026-0715. The very first step, identifying who brought the material. The app gives the operator total flexibility right at the gate. They can search for an existing vendor, use a quick add form to create a new one on the fly, or, and this is absolutely crucial for compliance, they can seamlessly scan an ID document if identity verification is required. All of this identity data is structured and captured before a single piece of metal is even weighed.
Moving along to Section 2, Material Selection and Details.
Once we know exactly who the vendor is, we need to accurately categorize what they've just dumped on the scale. Now, what's really interesting about this next step is the beautifully designed new purchase item selection screen. Out in the harsh glare of the sun, operators need visual clarity, and this screen provides exactly that. It visually guides the operator through the operation catalog. First, they tap a broad material category, like copper, aluminum, brass, or ferrous. Once they select a category, it immediately drills down into specific purchase items, like copper bright or copper number 1. It takes the guesswork completely out of the equation. But wait, what if someone brings in something totally weird or unexpected? Well, this system brilliantly handles that reality too. The app provides immense flexibility. While it heavily pushes users toward those standard cataloged grades we just saw, it also includes a super handy ad hoc item feature. So if a totally unique grade arrives that isn't in the standard catalog, the operator isn't just stuck there holding up the line. They just tap New Item and keep the transaction moving, ensuring absolutely nothing gets missed or delayed at the scale.
Next up is Section 3, Weights, Evidence, and Checkout.
Now we reach the absolute most risk-prone part of the entire yard operation. This is where money changes hands, so the data here has to be bulletproof. Check out the magic of connected hardware. On the left, ScrapLink is pulling the gross weight directly from a connected scale, in this case, 142 kilograms. It's automatic, it's live, and most importantly, it automatically snags a CCTV snapshot at the exact moment the weight stabilizes. You literally have visual proof of what was on that scale. But because technology can sometimes hiccup in an industrial environment, the right side shows the manual fallback. If the scale randomly goes offline, the operator can still punch in the weight manually, meaning your operations never ever grind to a halt. After the gross and tear weights are captured, ScrapLink does the heavy lifting, calculating the net weight automatically right there on the screen. The operator doesn't have to leave the scale or fumble for a calculator. We then hit the checkout screen. This brings the whole shebang together into one clean summary: vendor details, ID status, line items, and the calculated net weight. Crucially, it captures the required vendor signature right on the glass of the device. The vendor signs, the operator hits submit, and boom, the yard capture is complete. We are now ready to leave the noise of the physical yard and step into the administrative control of the back office.
Which brings us to Section 4, Live Web Console Review.
Let's move to the web console and see how this all builds together. Remember our docket PA 2026-0715? The very second the operator hit submit out in the yard, it instantly appeared right here on the live dockets board in the web console. This board acts as mission control. Office staff can see exactly what is ready to process, what is currently active with operators still adding items, and what needs review. The connection between the yard out there and the office staff in here is totally instantaneous.
And when a docket hits this board, the office staff aren't just blindly accepting it. They use a dedicated docket edit drawer to thoroughly review the transaction. As you can see, this review capability is incredibly comprehensive. They can verify which exact operator handled it, ensure the item names are correct, and double-check those automatic scale readings. Most importantly, they can actually open up those attached CCTV snapshots and proof photos right from their desk to visually confirm everything before giving it the green light.
Finally, Section 5, Purchase Orders and Sync.
So we have clean, verified data. Now it's time to turn that raw operational capture into a formal, compliant accounting record. Right here, that approved docket PA 2026-0715 is being seamlessly converted into a formal purchase order. Notice that absolutely nothing is lost in translation. The rates are applied, the subtotals are calculated, and all of that vital docket evidence, the auto scale readings, the CCTV snapshots, the captured signature, it is all permanently tethered to this purchase order record in the back office. Once created, these records populate the purchase order list. Think of this as your master ledger. From here, finalized records can be printed out, shared directly with vendors, and prepared for sync. You can clearly see the accounting status tags right on the screen, like synced, syncing, or needs review. It makes managing the flow of data into your separate accounting platforms incredibly transparent and easy to track.
So, the crucial point we really need to take away from this is you no longer have two separate worlds. You have one connected workflow. Clean, highly accountable operational data is captured at the very point of work by the mobile app, and it effortlessly becomes a controlled, audit-ready back office record through the web console. No double entry, no lost tickets, no missing evidence. And this beautifully summarizes the entire philosophy: yard-to-yard intelligence simplified. We've seen how truly powerful it is to link the scale directly to the screen. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought as we wrap up today's explainer. If your yard data isn't directly connected to automatic visual evidence and instant accounting sync, how much time, money, and accountability are you losing every single day? It is absolutely something every yard operator needs to consider. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive.